know what time it is. It's that official time. Where we take this worldwide. Let's go. Listen. So now it's time to turn it up. Surf the radio waves as we begin to burn it up. We all up in your area like landscape, definitely bringing you the pancakes. It's a mandate that you tune in. It's time to move out so we can move in and recognize that this is no illusion. I'm here to clear the air so that there is no confusion. It all started off in the book of Genesis when Jacob was wrestling with who he thought was his nemesis. And when the man saw he couldn't overpower him, he touched his hip but he really couldn't devour him. And from that point, then we hear a name change, rearrange the game, so now we gotta change lanes. So I'm here to let you know it's time to listen to the Pancake and Powerslam show. Let's go. Turn it up. It's the Pancake and Powerslam. Turn it up. It's the Pancake and Powerslam. Turn it up. It's the Pancake and Powerslam show. Turn it up. It's the Pancake and Powerslam. Turn it up. It's the Pancake and Powerslam. Turn it up. It's the Pancake and Powerslam show. Turn it up.
Episode 412, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Pancakes and Powerslam show. We are live in living color, getting funky like a monkey, if you will, baby. Yeah. Episode 412. I'm really excited about this one. This is my buddy. He is one of the talks of the town, a very buzzing topic here. He is one of the most intimidating people in the whole entire world. He has muscles who look like babies, and he is absolutely jacked to the max. I think this is his third time on the show. This is his first video interview Q&A here. So y'all know how it is in the PNP Nation. Give him a warm welcome once again on the show, ladies and gentlemen. He is the Swolverine, Brian Cage. How are you tonight, sir?
Hey, I'm doing okay.
Awesome, man.
Doing good. Doing all right.
Awesome, man. Great to have you on the show tonight, man.
Thanks for having me. I know. What did you say? It's my third time?
Yes. Third time, man.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah. Christopher says your muscles have muscles. So yeah, absolutely.
Well, the left bicep's a little weak right now, but the rest is still all right. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So speaking of that, man, how you feeling, man? What's the update, man? What's the deal?
You know what? I actually feel great. I feel like I'm definitely ahead of schedule when it comes to the healing department. And whenever I'm hurt or down or can't work out or wrestle, whatever the case would be, it always gets you depressed. It always gets you like kind of and just the bummer mix going on. Mm-hmm. But this being the first injury I've ever had to have surgery for in my 14-year career, I'm actually have been more positive and like totally fine during this injury than I have with any minor or major injury ever before. So that being said, mentally, I'm in a phenomenal place, and that I'm surprised that I've been able to just be so positive about it. And I think that's also a little helpful in the fact of how well I'm doing and how fast I'm healing.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there a particular timeline, or just kind of playing it by ear?
I'm hoping to be back within the next 2 or 3 months. Okay. But I only had surgery almost 3.5 weeks ago, so it's still too early to like have a for sure prediction. Yeah. But hopefully within a few weeks I'll have a better outline of
that. Yeah. Well, what actually was the surgery? What did they have to do?
They had I'll move the phone real quick. Scar.
Yeah. Yep.
So where's it? Wow. There's the scar on my forearm right there.
Wow.
Well, you can see that with the lighting, but
yeah, I see it. You see it.
But so yeah, then come up with that part of my forearm, and then go up my arm, and then fish out the tendon wherever it was, and then pull it back down, and then drill a hole and stuff my tendon back into my radius, and then they seal it on both sides with this like metal button of some sort or whatever to make it attached and be stronger than before.
Yikes. That's your finisher's the drill claw, and you actually got it. You actually got it on you, man.
Yeah, I got the drill. Yeah, I did.
Drill through. Yeah, that is intense, man. Yikes. Yeah. Did you pull that in a match or something?
Yeah. It was the day before. Hard to Kill. Was just a small indie show in South Texas. Was at this big convention. Actually, Sammy Guevara was there with me just for the convention. And in the match, I was working Masada, and I had him in a waist lock. He ran towards the ropes and he ducked, so I went through the middle rope to the floor. I went onto a trash can, but the ropes were so loose when I grabbed onto the rope to base on it. There was just nothing there, so it just feels like you're free falling. So instinctively, you start to fall, you just react and grab. So I grabbed onto the rope, and it just came out with me. It was so stretchy and elasticy, it just came out with me. And so it was my whole body weight in the air with momentum versus just my one arm holding me, and it just recoiled on the rope and snapped it off right away instantly. Oh. If you see it though, it looks like nothing happens. It looks like I just go to the rope, I land on the trash can, I roll away, fine as can be. But it was just that split second, it just tore right off.
Wow. And what was your immediate thoughts after that? Man, I'll be gone for a while. Finish it up.
Right away, that? I looked at my arm because cramped up, and I'm no, did I just turn my bicep? And then relaxed, and it hurt. It wasn't crazy painful, but it hurt. And I just had I couldn't move my arm. I had no strength in my arm, and I felt like if I tried to use it or do anything, it would, I was gonna mess it up more than it would really hurt. Yeah. And I was no. So we went to the finish pretty quick after that. And I actually was supposed to go over too, and I was like, no. Just give me your skewers, do something to me, because he wanted the drill claw. I'm there's no way I can drill claw you. I'm gonna break your neck. I can't pick you up for it. Yeah. Yeah. Right away, I'm thinking oh crap, what's gonna happen? Am I gonna have surgery? When are we gonna have this match with RVD tomorrow? And then the big question on my mind, which I was thinking too, is my contract expires after that with Impact. Hard to Kill was my last date. Yeah. And I'm I was getting all these different offers coming through. And then I'm well, great. Now I'm going to be hurt. And usually who's going to sign you when you're hurt? It's you're not going to go buy a car from the dealership and then be oh, hey, by the way, you can't drive it for a few months. What? What's the point of that?
Right. Or you buy the car and be oh, by the way, I have to renew my license.
Right. Exactly.
It'll take me about a couple months. Can you keep that car here for a second? I have to renew my license. So yeah, looks like somebody blowing you up, man.
I know.
You're the talk of the town. You were Mr. Ignite. So yeah.
Hold on,
yeah, no problem, man. Take care of your business. All right, so we got a bunch of questions that's loading up here. Before we ask those questions, I want to go ahead and we talked a bunch. We chatted a bunch before the show. And what to talk about, man? Is that the day to life of Brian Cage, man?
Right, I know.
It might be an offer, man. It might be someone call you from Jacksonville or Atlanta or Tampa. Right. Somebody is blowing you up, man. Is it Melissa? If it's Melissa, go ahead and answer it.
No. It's fine.
Yeah. And that actually made you freeze up. So there you go. You're good now. There you go. Yeah, that was funny, man. You are. That goes to show how busy Brian Cage is, and how everybody here on the Pancakes and Powerslams show, we should feel privileged that we were able to get Brian Cage, seeing how everybody blows him up. What is it? About 8:22 your time, West Coast. Yeah. Yep. Cool. But yeah, before we get to those questions, before people keep blowing you up, we talked about WWE. You talked about WWE before when you were on the show before, and just how your experience there wasn't the best. It definitely Could have been better, but you did learn from it. You did learn a lot from it. You did learn some perseverance from it, and just how to, be stronger and just really have an opportunity to really kind of create your own brand. And that's exactly what you did over the past few years. So just any other thoughts on WWE, any advice that you got from someone, any backstage stories that you can think of?
Well, I still love my time being there. My goal the whole time when I wanted to be a wrestler, I just told everyone I'd be signed by the time I was 24, and which is what I accomplished. Yeah, but I don't know. I love being there. I had a great time being there. I made a lot of good friends. Had a lot of awesome matches. A lot of good things from Norman Smiley. Became really good friends with him. He helped me out a lot, and then I think Tom Pritchard is by hands down the best trainer that there is.
Your voice went out. Your voice went out for some reason.
You hear what I said?
Norman Smiley had to learn a lot from him, and then you went out.
I said Dr. Tom Pritchard is probably the best trainer.
Try to bring your phone up because it was just fine before. I think the volume is jacking it up.
Tom Pritchard was the best trainer of all time. I would say for sure.
Yeah, it worked. Yeah, that's good. Cool. The Big Wiggle. I love Norman Smiley in WCW.
Yeah, well, the one thing too, Dr. John would say, he was like, "Hey, before too, I was first in South and I remember when I would always constantly, push or ask or blow Tom up or what, just try to do whatever I could to get signed. He'd always tell me too, don't worry, you're not being a pest, you're being persistent, and that's, he said, that's good. Just keep doing your thing, keep on your grind. And then Deep South closed down, and I moved back to California. I never got signed, and then I don't know what was it 6 to 8 months later, I ended up getting signed. After that, I show up in FCW, so it's almost a year later, and then here I am now, finally under the tutelage of Tom with the developmental deal. So, and I remember he even pulled me in front of the class the first day there, and just kind of shared my story.
Yeah, I remember last time you were on the show. I was rooting for you winning the Impact World Championship, and it was right before you did, because I think you had the X Division Championship. That at that time I interviewed you, or before, or slightly before, and I remember just really rooting for you, man. And it was good to have that finally happen, man. How was that crowning moment when you did it? How did you feel
when I won the X Division title?
The World Championship.
The World Championship.
Yep.
Well, that was awesome because the $1 million question was why am I not a world champion? Why am I not a major player? You have all the tools, and I'm like, I don't know, man. No one's really giving me the opportunity. So to finally go out there and accomplish that was huge. Obviously, it wasn't the match I wanted to have, and I got hurt, and I persevered through it, and it was hell. It was everything hurt. Any move I took, any move I gave, any step, everything was just killing me after I crushed my back on that Spanish Fly. So, it was awesome to be able to win the world title and have that moment. But obviously that moment to me was super tainted a little bit because it just wasn't the glory, excitement moment and the amazing match that we had in mind that we wanted to do especially because me and John had such a great program building up to that big title change. And I felt like it's like I'm watching a really good movie and then having the ending just suck. I was like, So, yeah. But hey, it still happened. And my match with Elgin, when I first defended the title, I thought was amazing. I thought that was really the match of the year. So I was really happy with that. And that match meant a lot to me too, because that was my first match back after being out for a long time. And I was worried because I wasn't sure, how well I'd be able to deliver, how healthy I was or wasn't, because I wasn't cleared yet. And we tore it up, and I'm real happy with that match.
Nice. Yeah, I forgot about the Spanish Fly. I'm going back on our text messages, and I remember texting you on April 29th. I said, congrats on the Impact Championship win, man. Long overdue. No more Spanish Fly bumps.
You know what? It's funny. I something inside me too. When we call that spot, like something in my gut was like, I don't want to take that. And I was like, oh, no, quit being a wuss, Brian. Just take the move. You're fine. And well, I should have listened to my instinct because it wasn't fine. It wasn't fine at all.
Yeah, just a mean, sick spot, man. I was like, I remember seeing that. And I was like, oh, man.
Well, people don't realize too. That's why I shouldn't have taken it. Is those pads on the outside aren't pads. They're not like the pads like we had at Lucha Underground or WWE or anywhere. The pads in that venue at that spot are like gym pads. What I mean by that is like pads so you don't break the floor, not pads so they can pad you. So essentially, like I was bumping on just like the solid floor. Like it wasn't a good call.
Yeah, just in the moment, man. It bites you in the butt sometimes, or in that case, in the back. All right, let's go through some of these questions, man. I'll let you go because I know you got a lot to take care of. Let's start with Elvis asks Cage, who would you love to work with that you haven't had the chance to work with?
My number one dream match has always been AJ Styles.
Yeah, that's a good one. There's some talks of him and Taker going on at Mania, man. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, that'd be rad. I mean, well, I'll tell you what, like the Mania matches with Taker, obviously Taker, he can still pull out a little bit. He's not himself. But also like now that he's lost more than once, it's not the same. And that's kind of a unique matchup, but I mean, just to throw it out there as a fan too, I feel like that's no insult to Taker, but I feel like that's a little bit of a waste of AJ's talent. I feel like he could be in a much better solid wrestling match as opposed to that. I don't think he doesn't need that rub, and I don't know how much that rub is anymore anyways, but I would prefer to see AJ in a different match, but who knows.
Makes sense. Mike is asking, you've been wrestling Joey Ryan for 8 years now. Your thoughts on taking the flip and also turning down NXT and AEW?
The flip is rad. I remember I was in a hotel room with Low Key of all people the night the flip happened the first time in Japan. And he sends me pictures of it. He goes, man, I just flipped this guy with my dick. He goes, Japan's weird. And little did he know it would become so over and so viral instantly, and that's all he has to do now. No, Joey's a good friend of mine. I think the dick stuff is hilarious. It gets over. I have no issue taking or ever do anything dick related. Him turning on NXT and AEW, I can see why you'd want more control. That's why you would want to go to NXT, and it's also believe it or not, for what they would offer him for a developmental deal would be a big pay cut for him. And then from what I understood, AEW wasn't keen on him doing the dick stuff. And I think that's why he went with Impact, because Impact was okay with him doing that.
Yeah. Which makes sense. I mean, to be honest with you, the penis stuff from a big, from a kind of standards and practices standpoint of TNT, I mean, it makes sense that they.
Oh, for sure. I mean, Impact owns their network, so they can do whatever they want.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah. All right, so let's go with Robbie here. Val Venus went on a rant about women crossing the line from wrestling woman to man. The world women's being taken off some titles and transgender wrestlers wrestling. Do you think men should stick to wrestling men, or is it time to be gender blind when it comes to opponents?
All right, I knew there'd be an intergender question because I think there always is now in the same age. I'm just taking my fair share of intergender matches. Okay, to be perfectly honest with you, I'm actually kind of glad. Let's just open it up. I am not a big fan of intergender wrestling. I'm not. Even though I've done it, I've had great matches. Yeah. I also think that's not to put myself over. It's not egotistical, but I think that's also just a credit to my ability to put matches together with anyone, have a good match with anyone. Yeah. That being said, like I've killed it with Tessa multiple times, and Tessa's one of my best friends. But also, like, I don't think like it does crazy amount for Tessa for sure. I know her, for instance, does great for Tessa. It's awesome for me at a moment. I'm so happy for her. But like like when she worked me and they had me put her over, which was like a last minute switch too. Like there's everything in the world for Tessa. That does absolutely zero for me. One thing too, like any intergender match that I've had, people always put it over the match, but they put over the match in the female morning. They never put over the guy, or for this case, me working the girl. They're like, oh man, the girl's like, it's both people working together. That's the tele match. And then a big thing that made me start to like I'm not against doing it. I've never been like a super fan of it. Like, it depends on the promotion and the person I'm working, because there are certain better options than others in the certain federations. Like bar wrestling, for instance, is really easy to have intergender matches just because of the crowd and the hype. But one example I use too, like if I'm working, a rich one who's tiny but still bigger than most girls, and I'm wrestling him and I'm bumping him, he's bumping his butter off, he's flying all over the place, he's making me look like freaking I'm He-Man and Hercules put together. Mm-hmm. And then I work a girl that's, shorter than him, weighs less than him, but she doesn't have the same athleticism that he does. And then now all my stuff that he made me look like $1 million, these girls kind of make look like so. It almost kills like my character. And then that at least just goes for me too. I do feel like there's like when I say I'm not always into intergender wrestling, I'm thinking that for me myself. I do feel like there's other people that like can do it and do it better, as far as it's easy not to blur the like when people compare like Brock Lesnar working Nia Jax, like even though she's big too, like obviously Brock Lesnar would eat her alive, but could whatever 205 guy work her or a China, whatever. Like there's different things. Or obviously Joey Ryan, because of his comedic stance, or even like an Orange Cassidy or whatever. Like there's a lot of gray areas, not just black or white. But just for me personally, I know I can have a good match with anyone, especially if they're talented as well. But I always feel like always just watching it back too. Even for me, I feel like there's like a lot of little things. Like I didn't like Birds of Prey that much, because I felt like even them for some of their fight scenes, although they're cool, some of their strikes just weren't believable. Like the way that we could just throw a kick, because they're not trained to throw a real kick. The way the person would sell it just like don't look super believable. So same with Guard. Like if there's a wrestler throws amazing kicks, like Speedball, he's tiny, but he's a legit martial artist and throws crazy good kicks, and they look legit, and they are legit, and they do hurt. But then if you have that same person, whether it be male or female, of that same stature, throw a kick, and it's they can't, because they're not like really trained to throw it to look good, but then you're supposed to sell it just as good. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. It still comes across unbelievable. You know what I mean? Like if I'm selling this big TKO kick, because Mike Bay just really kicked my head off because he did and he can, okay then. But then if you have a guy that doesn't know how to, and you're trying to like help him out to make it look like he does, it almost makes you both look foolish as opposed to believable. Yep. Regardless if it's predetermined or not, whatever, in sports entertainment. So that's the way I look at it, as far as like I want to know if it still makes sense. Sometimes I'm big into bumping and selling, and even then, like a lot of my indie matches, my number one complaint or critique from a lot of like veterans or top guys were always like, man, you bump and just sell way too much. Like for your guy your size and stature, like you're flopping and flipping all over the place for everyone, like you're a normal cruiserweight. And I'm like, okay. It's so hard to come off that, because I want to go out there. And I don't see myself, I guess, the size that I am. I just want to go out there and kill it and have the match of the night. But if I go out there and if I come through the curtain and I stand out and I look different, but then I get in the ring and I wrestle like everyone else, it's almost like, well, what's the point of being the Machine Brian Cage if I'm equal stature to anyone, Yeah. Sorry, that's a long-winded response. I kind of went all.
No, that's all right. It's a good response. I think I agree with you, man. There's so much I want to talk about that, but for the second time, I'm not going to dive into it. But I agree with you, man. I've said a bunch of it on my show. A lot of my fans, they know how I feel about it. So, last question, man, and I'm gonna let you go. Who do you feel out of AEW? It says AWE, but I know it means AEW. WWE, NXT, NWA has the best production from a television standpoint. That's a good question.
Oh, WWE hands down. Hands down. That's not even a question. Like AEW is a hell of a job, but I mean they're so rather good. But I mean WWE's been doing this thing forever, and their production and what they have, there's no one comes close to the production value. There's no way anyone could argue that. Like as far as a product standpoint, or storylines, matches, sure you can argue that, but production wise, no. WWE stops everyone. Yep,
absolutely, man. It's been a pleasure, man. I appreciate you taking time. Just came from an appointment and just doing all that, man. I really appreciate just you taking your time and really coming on the show tonight, man. I know that you had a lot to do, and of course your phone ringing off the hook showed how busy you are as a person. So
yeah, I was blown up there pretty bad. I know I'm flying to Qatar tomorrow too, so I'm still
nice.
out there to be part of that show. So.
Oh wow, man! So safe travels to you, man. Anything else the fans should know about what's coming on with you?
Well, like I said, hopefully I'm back sooner than later. I still got a few gigs I'm doing the next couple of weeks. I'll still be in Qatar, still be in Barbados. I have a meet and greet next Saturday in Northern California. I will still be a part at the WrestleMania Body Guy show for Ethan Page. I still be there, and I'll still be facing Steiner in that match. Outside of that, I'm hoping, God willing, I'm back late April, early May. If it all happens faster than that, awesome. But that's what I'm hoping for.
Cool.
It could be longer, but that's what I'm getting for.
Cool.
And then when that happens, if it happens, then we'll find out where I'm going to go.
Yes, indeed. The cliffhanger continues. Dun, dun, dun. Cool, man. It's been a pleasure, Brian. Appreciate you coming back on the show, man.
All right. Thank you, man.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Brian Cage, taking time out of his busy schedule, man. As you can see, dude was getting blown up as far as the phone was on. He was actually coming from an appointment too. So sent him a text and he was ready to go, man. So it's always cool, man, to keep relationships like that with people like Brian Cage and Colin and Eddie Kingston, like right when the show started. Yeah, man, just cool stuff, man. It makes me very grateful for maintaining pretty cool relationships with people, and people like Brian Cage, man, taking time out of his busy day to coming on the show. So we have a lot to talk about tonight. We have quite a bit to talk about tonight. We got some takeover stuff. We got some interesting headlines. I mentioned interesting take with Cage with Taker too. I think that'll probably make some headlines soon as far as Brian Cage's thoughts on the Undertaker going against AJ Styles. Very interesting take. I think I'm gonna process that a little bit more. Think about it, because he said AJ doesn't need the rub. I understand that. I do understand that, and I can definitely agree. I just think that, I don't know, as a fan, a lot of times I go in as a journalist, but going in as a fan as well, it's just kind of like I'd imagine, and I agree with them too. AJ doesn't need the rub. I totally agree with that, actually. But it's just that moment, and I agree with you. I agree with them as far as the Taker losing multiple times. It doesn't really have that feel anymore. I agree with that too. I think at the end of the day, though, it's still that moment at Mania against the Taker is still kind of larger than life, especially since Taker doesn't he doesn't compete like that anymore. So I definitely think that's a pretty cool stuff. Interesting flavor of the week this week. I think you guys will like the flavor of the week this week. It's going to be fun. We're celebrating Black History Month, so it's going to be the most stereotypical. So from now to the flavor of the week time, have some time to think about what the flavor of the week is. Flavor of the week this week is the most stereotypical African American gimmicks in WWE history. All right, so that's what we're going to talk about for the flavor of the week. And as far as the trivia tonight, we're going to talk about Black History trivia as well. So lots of fun stuff, and we're going to do it. All right, so let's see what the PNP Nation is talking about. Let's talk about what we're going to talk about here. So yes, like I did see you on here. So heard I was a topic of discussion last week. LOL. Yes, you were. What's going on, Pamela? Chris? What's going on, Christopher? What's going on, Mo? Yeah, man, top fan gone. I don't control none of that. I don't even know how that works. So I think I think if you're like frequently commenting and sharing and all that stuff, so comment, share, do all that good stuff, and then you'll get one of those top fan badges and things like that. So that's all that social media stuff that I don't have any control over as far as the analytics. The I guess the point of that is be involved and comment and share all that good stuff. Speaking of that, go ahead and subscribe to the Crave Wrestling YouTube page. So do that as well. But yeah, you were the talk of the town. Heel turn last week. That was funny. That was one of the funniest shows last week. It was hilarious, man. I was like almost crying laughing because of the heel turn. Yeah, Mo, you told her. Lexi, she said she's here. Mo, he said, yeah, I told her. So yeah, speaking of that, let's bring on the boy. Let's bring on the guy, co-host with the most, Evan Tech Proud. How are you tonight, sir?
Did I just see him, Lexi? Is she here?
Oh man,
Lexi
yes.
Express.
That was hilarious, man. Heel turn.
Heel Lexi.
Hashtag heel Lexi.
Heel Lexi.
That's your new Twitter handle.
Look.
Hot tag.
Look,
come on, here we go, please.
She's still waiting. Where's Marissa? Is she still waiting for the tag?
Still waiting for the
hand out.
Still waiting for the hot tag. Oh man!
Like my man Ricky Morton used to do. I wiggle the elbow over top the roof.
Right.
Did you tag it, Lexi?
Oh man, now we need Marissa, man. I haven't seen Marissa tonight, so it's funny because Lexi's here on board, but I didn't see Marissa, man. So we need to call them a team, right? So we've got like a built-in storyline right here on the Pancakes and Powerslam show. We got babyface Marissa giving her a year. We got 2 straight weeks of Lexi not responding. We got an official heel turn last week from Lexi, and now this week, this week Marissa's injured because of the heel turn. We're not seeing Marissa, and then so we're building a whole storyline here on the Pancakes and Powerslam show, and then eventually Lexi and Marissa is going to come together and end up teaming together. They've got their big blow-off match, probably at in Saudi, and then they're gonna come back together.
Their Mania. You're building up for the Mania match.
Yeah. I think the culmination of this feud between Lexi and Marissa is eventually they're going to earn each other's respect and team up with each other. Finally, we're going to have the Lexi, the Marlex Express. There you go.
There you go, Marlex Express. There you go.
The Marlex Express. There you go. There's the team.
Oh,
we're building up for the Marlex Express. So we're waiting. So as soon as we see Marissa, I think Marissa's right now. She's out injured because of Lexi's heel turn last week.
She probably took off.
Yeah, she, you know how it is. You got to sell the injury. Last week, Lexi wasn't there for the hot tag, and because she didn't get the hot tag, Marissa got jumped. So
right, yeah,
she got jumped because she wasn't a part of the hot tag. She got jumped, and now she has to sell the injury, and so now Lexi's a heel. And then Marissa's going to come back for the run in, the comeback run in. Under that,
Lexi said she's under
contract negotiation.
I'm waiting for the contract signing.
Yeah. Evolution 2020 mode says cat fight at ever cat fight. Joey Styles.
It's gonna be Lexi, Marissa. And a kettle from hell.
And a cell.
And a kettle from hell match. That was so much power that your screen went black. That's how much strength it is. And I count from hell.
That was just horrible. That whole concept was bad.
Tell us what stipulation you got. Hell in the Cell, Kettle from Hell, Buried Alive.
Yeah, right. There, we're gonna do a Taboo Tuesday of the match between Marissa and Lexi. We got the Lexi heel turn. Marissa's waiting for the hot tag. See, this is just an organic storyline, just in the making. What year were you born? Marissa's out there by herself. Lexi for 2 straight weeks. Lexi is one of the most devoted people in all of Pancakes and Powerslams. Just so happened to be for 2 weeks, no response, waiting for the hot tag. I mean, like Lexi is like the quintessential baby face.
Lexi did a Hogan.
Yes,
she was out probably filming Assault on Devil's Island. She was Hogan.
Thunder in Paradise. Yeah,
Assault on Devil's Island too.
Yeah, just the whole this storyline is dope. Lexi, the ultimate baby face. She brings in Marissa as like a protege. Marissa goes for the hot tag. Lexi makes the heel turn, and now Taboo Tuesday, the PNP Nation is putting together the match. There you go. Mo was saying 3 stages of hell. There you go. There's the match right there. We have built us a super dope storyline here on the PNP show. The PNP Nation is making it happen. All right, so we got a lot to talk about. Let's go. Like I said, Black History Month trivia tonight. All Black History Month related trivia tonight, and the flavor of the week this week is going to be the most stereotypical. We want to talk about the most stereotypical African American gimmicks in WWE history.
Does this count WCW?
We can do WCW. We can do WCW.
Does this count World Class?
I wasn't thinking.
I can go all day.
Global, but we could do that too. I'm cool.
I can go all day.
Yeah, I'm cool with it. If y'all down, I'm down. We can expand it to WCW, baby, and we can also talk about World Class and Global. We can talk about all that. So good stuff. All right, so I think it's time. Let's talk about some takeover. Let's talk about some takeover real quick. NXT TakeOver Portland. What were your thoughts on TakeOver Portland?
Wait a minute, Lexi just commented real quick. Lexi said she was on a 14-day fine suspension for opposing the authority. Only y'all stole the ambulance and drove back to her arena. That's what we need, President Jack Tunney. We need Nick Botwinkle in that cranberry sports coat. Remember that when he was WCW commissioner for like 2 weeks?
I remember he was commissioner. Yes, Nick Botwinkle.
Nick Botwinkle, that cranberry sports coat.
Real quick. Let's go through the early '90s commissioners. You had Jack Tunney as the president in WWE. You had Botwinkle, and J.J. Dillon was commissioner during the Sting time, because Sting,
that was mid '90s.
Yeah.
You had
because he turned there was the Goldberg Sting match, and Dillon was a part of that. As far as
remember the whole Sting thing, he was doing the contract for Hogan.
Yep.
Then you had don't forget Harold Matsuda when the NWA had that weird thing with WCW.
Yep.
Bob Geigel, if you count him, like when NWA switched to WCW.
Didn't Matsuda was a part of the Horsemen for a hot second too, as like a manager?
Yeah, he was weird. He's like a manager, liaison, and he was like the predecessor to Sonny Ono, my good buddy. Shout out to Sonny.
Yeah.
Piper.
Yeah.
Piper.
Piper. Yep. That was how him and Goldust ended up getting competed against each other, because of he was trying to pull up his kilt and stuff like that. Yeah.
And Piper technically was the one that put the green light for the Iron Man match for Mania.
Yeah. And he was commissioner at in WCW too, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was a little later. He was RPVP with Flair.
Yeah.
Flair, Piper,
Wasn't
Anderson.
Mike Sanders commissioner too?
Yeah, Mike Sanders.
And
Sting,
Ernest Miller
Ernest
too.
the Cat, my man. Yep, Ernest the Cat.
Yeah. Interesting. Very, very interesting.
We had Shawn Michaels.
Yep, Shawn Michaels, of course. Shawn Michaels.
Foley. Wait, was Foley? Or was he 2000? Wasn't Foley? No. Foley was later.
No, he was because he was around Edge and Christian because he had the buzz cut. Like
yeah. Okay.
He had like the shirt that said like commissioner, like in letters, and like the few letters was on the like it like kind of hung over. Yeah.
Russo, the powers that be, Russo, brother bro.
Yeah, Russo. Yeah, the powers that be was the Harris brothers. What were they called? Oh.
Yeah, what
Creative Control. That's what
Creative Control.
Creative Control. Yeah. What about TNA? You had
in the 90s?
No, TNA just in the early 2000s.
Oh gosh. Jared
they had a commissioner too.
Wasn't Jared? Wasn't Scott Demore? Wasn't he something for like Team Canada?
Yeah, for a second, but I thought what's your face was commissioner for a second.
Cornette.
Yeah, Cornette was, but Hogan was, but I'm thinking of the son of oh my goodness. What's his name? Mid-South's son. What is his name? Oh gosh, it's going to drive me crazy. The son of Techno Team 2000.
Oh, Eric Watts.
Watts. Yes, Watts.
Eric
Eric Watts. Yeah, that was jacking me up.
Dixie Carter.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Dixie.
Don Callis.
Yeah, Don Callis was for because he pulled a heel turn for a second.
Dusty.
Yeah, Dusty Bieber. Yep, Dusty was.
Larry Sabisco. I'm sorry, I had to look this up, fans, because it's TNA.
No, all right. Yeah. Huh. Very interesting.
My buddy listened to about Lieutenant Foley. So.
All right, so let's ask a question here. Let's start up. Go ahead. What you say?
I'm sorry. Yeah, you did ask about NXT.
No, before that, let's do a question here. Booker T's WWE Tag Team Champion partners were Goldberg, RVD, and blank. Booker T's WWE Tag Team Champion partners were Goldberg, RVD, and blank. Let's see. What y'all got? PNP Nation, what y'all got? Goldberg, RVD, and blank. WWE Tag Team Champion partners, Elvis. Not WCW. Not WCW.
I think Mike Ronson.
Yep, that is correct. Yep. Let's see. Goldust. And who else? You're correct though. There's one more though. That is correct. One more. Y'all probably don't remember this one. One more person.
Let's see.
Oh no, he was right. It wasn't Goldberg. It was Goldust. Yeah, I don't even know why I put Goldberg on there. Yeah, it wasn't Goldberg. It was Goldust. So, another gold Like, wait a minute, he had 3 partners. So yeah, Goldust. Yeah, Goldust, RVD, and nope, not Big Show. Oh, I might have stumped the crowd. I might have stumped the PNP Nation. Y'all don't remember the third man? The NWO, the third man? Nope, not Jericho, not Big Show. What y'all got? No, nothing? What? Okay. Mo, did you look it up? Did you look it up, Mo? You got it correct. It was indeed Test. Y'all forgot about Test. One of the most underrated people. I was a big Test guy. I was a big Test fan. Loved Test. I think
nobody ever understood his theme song.
And I loved it. The first one, I was so mad when they changed that.
Something Powerball. That's what you heard.
Yeah. I think the only part I remember is you see the malls come off or something like that. I don't even remember.
Yeah, the Powerball. Yeah. This is the Test.
Let me see. I'm gonna see if I find
ECW Test, man.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out his no way.
You looked up the lyrics?
This ain't even okay. I'm gonna try this out. I'm gonna see if this is actually the lyrics here. I'm gonna do it, man. I have no clue if this is
no one else has done the diving Powerball. No one else has done the Test Powerball yet.
Yeah, the gut wrench Powerbomb. All right, so let's see. I have no clue if this is legit, but let's see. This is from Let's Sing It. So Let's Sing It. If you're just throwing out lyrics and it's not true, that's on y'all. But it's public, if you will, on the internet. So we're gonna check. Here we go. Bring your name. We can hold peace. Here we go. Bring your name on the go. Freaking pull the line and go for the high school sock hop. Give it up because you know I know. Conceit to fall on parasol. Here we go. We can hold peace. Yo, here we go. Bring your name on the go. Freaking here we go. Bring your name on the go. Freaking for a jack off. You can go. Here we go. Bring your name on.
He's very
Give it in. Here we go. I do remember. Give it in. Here we go again. I do remember that part. Give it in. Here we go again. Or here we go again. Here we go again.
About a Powerball.
Yeah. I think that's the parasol. Cause he too far on parasol. Cause here we go.
Parasol.
We can hold peace. Oh, here we go. Bring your name on the. I don't know about this part. Bring your name on the go. I do remember. This does make sense. Give it in. Here we go again. Here we go.
Okay, I remember that.
Here we go again. Yeah, because they're saying this like at the same time. This is a test, and then
what is a sock hop?
Here we go again. Yeah. Oh man, that was interesting.
Yeah, we gotta make sure we play that when we meet up in Tampa. We gotta make sure it's the first
song. Yes.
We need the theme song game. Me and Chris came up with this game where we before we wake up in the morning, start off with prayer. We start playing the theme song game.
Yeah.
Start playing random theme songs. Seeing who wins.
Yeah, absolutely. Lexi
Express.
There have been multiple reports saying that VKM will be stepping back from the day-to-day operations in WWE if proven true. Do you think this will help or hurt the brand?
Let me get that. Let me take that real quick. We, myself on my show, and Mike Ryan, we broke the news back in October that Vince was going to be taking off day-to-day operations due to the XFL. due to some other project.
Due to the what?
Once we broke the news, we broke the news in October.
No,
Mike Brown broke the news.
No, you said due to the what?
He was going to be taking time off due to the XFL.
Due to the what?
Due to other projects.
No,
XFL.
No. The what?
Okay, look, I ain't gonna keep repeating.
The XFL.
The XFL. So yes, the XFL stuff and some other projects. Thank you, Mark. Mike Brown broke the news in October. People thought we were lying. As usual, they don't believe us, maybe because we're black. Me and you, we break news. Then Uncle Dave put it up. Everybody want to clam to it.
Yeah,
Then wrong.
That's actually
then
happened
people
before.
be all upset.
Yeah, that's actually
Right.
happened. Actually happened. I mean, hey, I like Dave. He's been on the show before.
Dave was fine. Dave
that actually
cool.
happened when I broke the news about Jerry Lawler, and it's funny because when I broke the news, and then Meltzer, and then all of a sudden, oh, here we go again.
Yeah, right. So it's Uncle Dave is I have nothing against Uncle Dave. It's just his stuff isn't consistent. It's like 30-70, 30% true or 70% false. And if you don't, right off, we gotta go. We're out of time. Come on now. So I like Uncle Dave. He's a legend of what he does, but at the same time, you're not consistent with his reports. So no, my show, Mike Ryan, he reports it. If I report something, it happens. You report something, I'm not saying it unless I get 2 credible sources, and everything that has been broken on my show by Angry Mark or Mike Ryan or myself is always just about come true. None of us perfect, but my percentage is about 90%. And will it hurt or help the brand? I don't know. I mean, Vince could take a step back. He's never took a day off. So if Vince stepped back, I mean, you got Trips, you got Stephanie. I mean, I look at NXT. That's how the product looks when Vince's hands is not on it. Look at Raw, look at SmackDown, and Vince's hands is in it with the investors and the stockholders. So it could be a change that we need. We'll see. People crap more Vince all the time. Maybe out of touch. And like my good old buddy Stevie Ray has said all the time to other people, Vince never was a wrestling fan. Vince is sports entertainment. When it comes to marketing, as far as the mindset, getting stuff out there, that's Vince. But the wrestling was always Pat Patterson, and JJ, the Mike Grahams, the Bruce Pritchards, all of them. So it can happen. I mean, I think it can help. Everything has to change. At some point. I mean, Vince is old. He can't.
Yeah, he's
and some of us can't go around. Gotta give it to somebody else.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I agree with you, man. It's one of those things to me, though. It's like people crap on Vince. And Lexi, we'll get to that. Taker AJ is actually you're continuing your streak on asking questions. I think that's a new running thing for Lexi too. Is she going to ask questions of something it's already planned on talking about for the headline? So yep, you hit it with the Taker AJ. We're going to talk about that. So you successfully did it. Yeah, I mean it's one of those things, man. I think that Vince, I don't see him ever stepping away. I really think that he will be that guy who will stay in that gorilla position with those headphones on until he can't do it anymore, until he physically cannot do it anymore.
Right.
That's how much he loves the business. Right. I mean, as many people as we know, they say the same thing about Vince. He eats, drinks, lives the business. And I'm happy about XFL too, because well, first of all, my DC Defenders won again. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy about your
DC Defenders.
Yes, indeed. Last week I said I'm a DC Defenders guy because of Cardell Jones, and yeah, they're not letting me do. Yep, Ohio State. Yeah, he eats, sleeps, drinks, breathes the business. So he's really going to, I mean, like I can really see Vince McMahon really being there until his death is till the day he dies, really. No matter what ailment he has, he's going to be in that gorilla position with a headphone on. So I can see that for good. I mean, I don't see him stepping away. I really don't. I really don't see him stepping away. Now, relieving things, yes. I mean, and that's one of those things that see, look, your boy, Cardell. First of all, you said his name.
Really, Mo?
You spelled his name wrong. It's Cardale Cardale, Cardale Jones, for one. For two, he's on an undefeated DC Defenders team. And for three, which is the most important thing, he was a part of the national championship Ohio State team, winning the first playoffs. So take that, sunshine. That's who Cardale is. Spell his name right.
Real quick, wait a minute. I'm gonna go Hill Tech real quick. Okay. Let me go Baltimore on you real quick, and I can't go full Baltimore because this is the show because I am. So let me go The Wire season 1 on you, not season 2, 3, 5. Mo, I'm waiting for a Baltimore XFL team playing on a Baltimore baseball field. Need I let you know that Baltimore, my lovable city, yes, we have stuff going on. Yes, the homicide rate was crazy. Yes, we went through 7 police commissioners in a year. I understand it, and I know. And I have family and I have legit family that work as law enforcement. It's in my blood. We are the only city to have won a championship in football in every professional football organization. My Baltimore Ravens, my Baltimore Colts, the Baltimore Stallions, the CFL, and what was the other one? That's it.
Yeah.
Every professional Baltimore team in football. Don't even talk about college because the Terps suck on football, but our Terps are going well on basketball. Shout out Featherstone.
Yeah.
So I don't think the XFL want no problem. You do a Baltimore team in the XFL, we'll win, as we always do.
Yep. Absolutely. All right. Yeah. As far as TakeOver, as far as TakeOver is concerned, looks like Lexi thought it was just okay. Actually, she said it was lackluster, I believe she said. Mo did not agree with that. So let me see. As far as TakeOver, yeah, I mean, I liked it, man. I liked it. Lexi thought it was lackluster. Amazing. Said I give it a A-. I really do. I think it was A-. Yeah, I wrote a big article about it on FanBuzz about my reaction. So go check that out. Chris Featherstone, TakeOver Portland. Google that, FanBuzz, and you'll see my live reaction piece that I wrote about that. So that's basically my TakeOver feel. Just one thing I do want to highlight though. I'm interested. I mean, the Keith Lee. Well, I guess two things. Keith Lee, Dijakovic was amazing, absolutely amazing. Every time I look at Keith Lee and Dijakovic, man, it's kind of like a patent. It's like a self high five, as DDP would say, because I've had both of them on my show, man. So it's really cool to see that, to see such an amazing match like that, and know that both of them have been on the Pancakes and Powerslam show. So I really feel honored about that. That both of them have been on my show, and it just really, as a fan and as a journalist, man, it just really goes to show how much I've been grinding on this show, and I have, both of them been being on the show before. It's really it's it's really cool to me, man. It really is cool, and just to see where where Keith Lee is, and where Donovan Dijakovic is, and it's really cool, man. Great, it's great. Yeah, So it's really great to see that for one, and for two. My last thing, real quick, is I don't just look at my I go in, it's over like 1,300 words. I go into detail moment by moment about each match, so go check that out. But I do want to just really quick talk about the Gargano turn. Now, it really didn't work before when he turned. I don't know how it worked now. With him turning heel, it just didn't make any sense. I don't know, man. It was just really weird to me. I'm like, okay, I get it. They're trying to freshen up Gargano because he's going to be an NXT mainstay. But I don't see how turning him is going to help. It looks like they're going to do Gargano and Ciampa again on TakeOver again, but it does make sense too, because they've been really building that for so long. They've been building that for such a long time. So, yeah, and I agree, Mo. That's a good one. They don't have anything to do. Mike says match 1,254 between them so far. Yeah, it's one of those things, man. It's just a running feud, and I guess the turn of it is that Gargano's the heel now and Ciampa's the face. But it's like but you already did the culmination, though. You already did the turn, and you did the culmination. Then DIY came back. Then they split up and did their did their thing. See, that's the thing. I mean, that's a good point. Lucha leaves NXT, but Ciampa said on interviews that he's not going to Raw or SmackDown. He said that he wants to stay in NXT because it's not going to be a big thing in pay. He said that his schedule is much better. He actually said that if he goes to Raw or SmackDown, he would leave the company because his schedule is much better. They don't have a bunch of shows they have to have every single week.
Not a lot of politics.
There's not a lot of stuff that goes on with the TV and just the demand. And he said the travel's much better for NXT. So, I mean, it makes sense to me, man. You only have to go. I mean, they're only in Full Sail. So you only have to, you have to go to the same place every week. They have live events and stuff like that throughout that time in different places. But you're going to Full Sail every single week. So if you live in Tampa, it's perfect for you. You know what I mean? So I get it, man. I think it's kudos to Ciampa for that. I think I give him major kudos for that. And I agree. And the thing is, even if he gets plugged into Raw or SmackDown, he'll just be another number, and he actually is a top guy in NXT and will stay. And so, yeah, I think it's a fantastic. I think it's great, man. I give him major kudos for that. And I imagine Gargano feels the same way. I haven't talked to Gargano for a while. We chatted back and forth before, and he's actually been on the show before. Actually, he was on the show, and I actually wrote the piece on Sports Illustrated of my interview with Gargano. And yeah, man. So we chatted back and forth a few times, but I don't see him. I don't see him going to the main roster either. Really, I mean, I think it's one of those same things. Ciampa is not 43. He's not 43. He's like 34, 35. Right. He looks old.
I know somebody.
I agree. He looks young
too.
Ciampa is 34.
It's the beard.
Oops, I mean 34. You say, yeah. Yeah. So those are my thoughts on TakeOver.
I thought it was a very good takeover. I was very late at watching it. I saw bits and pieces and watched most of it today. I got finished watching. I want to watch it. I'll probably finish watching it after the show, like thoroughly. I thought it was a good show. I love the fact that it was a standalone takeover for the first time. It
Yeah.
wasn't like an appetizer to the main the
Mhm.
main course of the Rumble, the SummerSlam, the WrestleMania, the Survivor Series. So
First,
this was
first
NXT
Sunday night
having its own
takeover too.
weekend, first time ever.
First
Say it
Sunday
again.
night ever. First Sunday night ever. Yeah.
Yeah, right, exactly right. Yeah, Sunday night, and it's his own weekend where it was it no WWE main roster stuff. So
Right.
I thought it was. I enjoyed the show. I give it a B plus. It was really good. Only issue I may have is like you said, the Ciampa thing. We didn't seen it before. Ciampa's a good dude. I met him before. And like I said, I know Kyle O'Reilly. I interviewed Bobby Fish. Good to see them. Red Dragon. I still call him Red Dragon, even
Yeah.
though they're undisputed. I love Red Dragon. One of the
Yeah.
best theme songs in history. I let them be.
Yeah.
Shout out to them.
I agree.
Shut up, Mike Ryan. But the only thing is with these shows, and I've seen it with NXT, and I was just talking to a close friend of mine about this the other week. I see it with NXT, I see it with AEW, I see it with Impact, definitely New Japan. It's so many false finishes.
Yes.
You think about like the psychology, you get a tombstone on the concrete and you get up. What else do you have to do? It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's like with you. And it was like, you remember Terminator 2? You remember the Terminator with Arnold? He was big and it took everything to get rid of him. Then
Yeah.
Terminator 2 was T-1000 was like, boom. He got whole boom. It took every sub league. See you soon, brother. T-1000 was like everything it took to get him. And when he finally died,
Yeah.
it made sense because it was like the combination. Now it's like Tombstone in the concrete. That's not good enough. Double DDT. That's not good enough. And I'm like, all these false finishes, and I'm sitting here. We see it with AEW. We see it definitely with NXT. Not so much with the main roster WWE. We see it with New Japan. We see it with
Oh
Impact. We see
gosh,
it
we
with
see it with New
RA.
Japan so much.
New Japan is like,
Oh,
the Okada match. I told
I-
you.
yeah,
The Okada
that's
match.
exactly what I was thinking. The
I
Okada match, like
I was sick. Remember,
Rainmaker, and then just
I
like
was
I
sick.
love Okada.
I fell
Okada is my favorite
asleep.
in New Japan. He's my second favorite.
Mhm.
He's my third. He's number three. Jay Lethal 1, Roman Reigns 2, Okada 3. It's been like that for years now. But if he has one more match that he's doing 9 Rainmakers, I'm going to flip my lid. And I do not like that. I don't like it. Like if you want to kick out of a false finish, do the tombstone. He has the tombstone. He does. Kick out of that. Don't do 8 Rainmakers. I mean, it makes I understand why they do it to build the story. This is the final one. When all his matches against Tanahashi, against Kenny Omega, he's done probably 83 Rainmakers against them all. I'm old school, man, and I'm just like, and I'm like,
And I see that
same thing with Naito. Destino, and it kicks out, and I'm like,
it's
oh
just
my gosh.
and like I said, I'm not taking away from NXT. Like I thought it was I really enjoyed it, but it gets to the point like AEW, definitely New Japan. That Wrestle Kingdom match day one. Remember, I was laying in my bed. I had a severe cold. I fell asleep 6 times, and I woke up and the match still was going on. I lie to you not. I was watching it on my phone. I had it on my laptop. I went to my phone. I'm like, the match still good long. I'm like, how long is this match? So it was like them old Baptist sermons. It was like last 4 or 5 hours.
Right.
That's legit. I've been in the church.
Said he gonna close, and that was an hour and a half ago.
The sermons would be like a Monday Night Raw plus main event, and then the post game show
Right.
talking smack. And that's before altar call and the praise break, before the announcements, then the offering, and then the benediction. But then the exhortation.
Yes.
That took another 20 minutes. So, like I said, that's you get what I mean. So, but that's what I mean. NXT, I love it, but it's just the false finishes. I'm like, oh my gosh, how? What can you do? Everybody kicks out of everything. A DDT, not a DDT. Or a super kick, not a super kick. But I will say that the best part about it, underlying all this is, excuse me, Finn Balor being in NXT is the best thing he could do. So I love the fact. Him and Gargano, the match was good. They really didn't have any meat to me. It was kind of like,
it was a disconnect to me too.
It's like you cook, we cook. It's like you cook, and this is just like the garnish, like add like a little extra pepper. That's what it was. But I love the fact that Finn is there. He got new life, and keep him a heel. Make it be. Let it be. Finn could go to the main roster. I mean, you got the Fiend, and then go with the Fiend. You got the Aleister Black stuff. You got the Demon stuff you can do. So I'm happy for that. But overall, like I said, Portland, even though it's under the WWE umbrella, it felt so different. But I tell people, NXT is great. NXT is Ring of Honor or the other indie shows under the WWE umbrella that gets to be seen on national television.
Yeah, indeed.
And Adam Cole, I enjoy it, but after a while, you got to think, how long is the Undisputed Era? It's kind of like the New Day. The New Day, they make all the merch, but like the Sizzle's been died. It's like they're just there because they're making money. The Undisputed Era is cool, but how long are you going to be able to keep that going on before it gets stale?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that you just, from a booking standpoint, you're just going to have to be innovative. Because here's the thing. Roderick Strong by himself is just a no-go. You know what I mean? Like, I love, he's one of the best wrestlers in the world.
Great guy.
Hands down. I've had him on my show before. Cool dude, just real chill. One of the best wrestlers in the world, period. Character-wise, just he's not a connect to a lot of people. I think the Undisputed Era was perfect for Roderick Strong. The only thing is, if they drift away, it's going to be tough. The only thing that I think will help, and I've said this on the show before, you make Adam Cole a babyface. You have Roddy and Raleigh and Fish. You turn on him, and then that leads to something in that vein. If you want to break up the Undisputed Era, have the Undisputed Era be Fish, O'Reilly, and Strong. Strong needs some support. One of his best ROH times when he was with the House of Truth. You know, he had a stick man. You know what I mean? He had a Truth Martini.
Yeah, I love that.
So that helped him. So he needs that stick man. He needs that faction to be a part of to really help his character.
Yeah.
And that's how it's been. I mean, one of the best wrestlers in the world, hands down, character-wise, not very strong. So I think that you just got to keep them together. Same thing with the New Day. I think it's one of those things. If you break up the New Day, you have a Hall of Fame faction right now. If you break up the New Day, we know how WWE books. It'll be here today, gone tomorrow type of thing. It'll be you have some big match, and then the next month you'll be on the pre-show, and then the week after that you'll be losing on Raw.
It shows to, and I got to shout out Lexi on this. Hill Lexi. She talked about this last year, and she did win me over with the thought of Big E turning heel. Now, with the unfortunate events of Big E when he was hurt, New Day still was big. Yeah, Kofi and Woods. Now Woods is hurt, and you got Big E and Kofi which is still going strong. Right. So that lets you know, hey, the inevitable. You still can sell merch.
Right.
Big E can be healed. It wouldn't hurt Big E's out. Not Big E's. We saw Big E be out last year. Now you got Woods, so we've seen them both. With Kofi being the mainstay, we've seen them both still be consistent and still be successful.
I only think that's because of Big E being gone, though. If he was there, I think he'd be booked poorly. I think it's one of those things that because Xavier's gone, because he's hurt. If I guarantee you, man, if they turn Big E heel, first of all, he should be a face. I don't think there's no need to turn him heel, because essentially what's going to happen is when you have stronger heels than Big E, who is a very charismatic person, he'll just be lost in he'll just be lost in translation when it comes to booking. Corbin's the best heel in the world right now, hands down. I mean, I can't think of
in the world.
Yes, I agree.
All the promotions.
Absolutely, I would say Corbin. He's one of the only people. He is one of the MJF. Yeah, he's up there. I would say Corbin, though, just because it's a bigger scale. And I think MJF gives him a run for his money for sure. And I would even say MJF is up there just where Corbin is.
Yeah.
But people hate Corbin. I mean, and then people hate MJF too. But it's one of those things that I've talked to a lot of people. There's a disconnect with the MJF Cody feud that people just really aren't really feeling that much. Including myself.
Even forget the Cody feud. Even before the Cody feud, MJF, and I say Corbin is, because with Corbin, you just don't like Corbin. It's no likable things about Corbin as a character. You just don't like him. Kind of like how Mark Henry was with the Hall of Fame. You just don't like him. Period. So I give Corbin that. But as a overall MJF. They even booking MJF when they were saying for Starcast. He even booked in and said, "Do not touch me. Do not make any eye contact for longer than 5 seconds. I'm gonna charge you." He's playing a gimmick. So with MJF, I would say he's the best heel, like slightly over Corbin, but MJF still has things about him that's likable. You get what I mean?
Right, exactly.
Like, he's not a bad looking guy. I got a picture I can show you. I've seen random people wear them. What you call them scarves? Blueberry, Barberry. What we call them scarves?
Burberry.
Well, yeah, Burberry. I mean, Roman Reigns wore one, and ironically, he wore one now at the MJF, but they're not going to admit it. I've seen a lot of random people wear it. So I think MJF, far as I put him a notch over Corbin, like this. It's kind of like, for me, like Joe Montana, Johnny Unitas kind of thing. You get what I mean? With the best quarterbacks to all time.
Yeah, I can dig that. The only, like I said, I think.
So Corbin is the best, and then
yeah. Yeah, you're going in and out. Yeah, I think, and I think for that reason is because I think Corbin's the best, because there's some likable qualities about MJF, as far as the scarf and things like that. He actually gets cheered sometimes on AEW. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think Corbin, there is nothing likable about King Corbin. Zero. He gets zero cheers. None. There's not something that there's no scarf. There's nothing about Corbin that anybody likes, and I think that is amazing. I think he's up there. I would say Jay White. I would say Jay White's up there too.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I would say those are probably the top 3. Orton, yeah. I mean, he keeps flip flopping though.
Orton keeps flipping. Orton's on like the past 2 weeks, making the little boy cry.
Yeah,
and people get mad, but Orton hasn't been a consistent heel. So
right,
yeah, exactly. And shout out to Jay White, man, because Jay White is great.
Yeah, he is.
Yep. And think about this: in the past 10 years, all the promotions. Name how many legit heels we've seen that get heat and that you just don't like. And you got Corbin now, you got MJF, you got Jay White, Mark Henry.
You know who the biggest heel of the past decade was?
What'd you say?
Vicky Guerrero.
Not a Russell Vicky. Yeah, because everybody hated Vicky. Yeah.
She was the biggest heel of the two.
Yeah,
Of the
Vicky was great.
2000s. Yeah.
Still is. And the thing is, well, with anything is because, you know, some stuff in life are best when it's by mistake or just organic.
Yeah.
Like Vicky said in other interviews, because I never met Vicky, but I know people who interviewed her. The excuse me thing was a mistake.
Yep.
It was legit because she forgot her lines on SmackDown. And it bloomed. The ice cream cone was a mistake. And we all enjoy it. So no one liked Vicky.
I said, excuse
Lexi
me.
said because Corbin
Ooh, it was like those boos were just deafening. It was crazy.
Vicky working there, you know, Eddie being gone, and Vicky got to have her own identity in the business.
Yep.
And she stands alone. Yep. And how often do you think of Vicky Guerrero? You think of Vicky. You really don't. You like crap. She was Eddie's wife. She is Eddie's widow.
Yes, and that,
You first think about her now was like, oh, excuse me, the general manager. So she surpassed Eddie.
That's
great.
Right. That's right. Great
given, you know, the greatness of her was like, you think of Vicky's like, excuse me, and all.
That's right.
It's like, oh crap, that's right. She was married to Eddie. That's right.
Yep.
That's Eddie's widow. She.
Absolutely.
You know, degree. She has a daughter. You know, how many people could do that? You know,
100% agree with that.
Yep. Someone says JB. I just talked about Jibble. JBL Jibble was a great heel for 2 years.
Yeah, just for a second.
He was great in his time. That's all he had. But to compare him to a Rick Rude, to a Piper, to a Baron Von Raschke, to a DiBiase, to a Devastation Incorporated, Skandor Akbar. No one likes Skandor Akbar.
Nope.
You know, the Flair to I can't even say Scott Steiner because even though Scott was a heel, you liked him.
I hated Scott Steiner when he was a heel.
But you liked him because he was so you didn't know what he was going to say. You're like, you know.
I hated Scott Steiner when he was a heel, man.
Great Scott Steiner
his arms. Me and my
and that's how you talk. Look, isn't it? Look, the greatest Scott Steiner line of all time, besides Steiner math, which did equate, it was right if you do the math. The Steiner math that we joke about actually is right. And besides, I'm hungry. Well, and he said, the truth is, your mama wanted a girl, she got you. Well, and, you know, he's all like this. But dating with him. That's
right. Yeah.
But,
all right, so let's get let's
the Corbin thing.
Yeah. All right, let's hit these trivia questions. We only got about 20 minutes left. Hit these headlines too. Who was Kamala's manager? Yes, Robbie, Abilene Christian University. Yep. JBL graduated from there. Let's do a couple more trivia questions, then we'll hop into the headlines real quick. We got about 25 minutes, and then the flavor of the week, we're going to talk about some really bad gimmicks, African-American gimmicks. I'll give you that. Kim Chi, but it was with 2 E's. Kim Chi, indeed. This former WWE superstar was once the bodyguard for Snoop Dogg. This former WWE superstar was once the bodyguard for Snoop Dogg. What y'all got? PNP Nation. Former bodyguard for Snoop Dogg. Come on, PNP Nation. Don't fail me. Did I hear? All right, Elvis. Brothers Clay. Good job, man. Good job. All right.
Elvis on the roll. You got to get the Elvis booking. You got Elvis WrestleMania 36.
Elvis, right. Elvis book.
It'll be Sin Cara.
Undertaker versus Ricochet. What is the
Sin Cara versus Lex Luger.
right? What is the team name of Ron
That was
Simmons and
Booker.
Butch Reed? Team name of Ron.
Come on, man. With the worst, one of the worst things we had the game about this at WrestleMania. We got to bring it back. The worst theme song.
Was that the?
Sound like a bunch of stripper music. You got these big black men. Teddy Long with the do rag and the gold chain. Robbie got it. Robbie Couch got it. Dude.
Good job, Robbie. Good job, Robbie. All right, let's do one more, man. Let's do one more. Who did D'Lo defeat to become Intercontinental Champion? Who did D'Lo Brown defeat to become Intercontinental Champion?
D'Lo Brown. Which I like D'Lo. D'Lo, that's my buddy. Good dude. D'Lo Brown is talk about Black History Month, and I was with him. We did some bodyguard work and overseas some events a couple years ago. D'Lo Brown is the only man I know that no sold his name and played Hell Against Himself. There you go.
Oh, what was that, Evan?
You on the road.
Yeah.
I said D'Lo Brown is the only wrestler I know that played Hell on himself and no sold himself. Like he was in the room. 800 people. Everyone's looking for him, and he didn't. He said not a word because he, was giving the accolades. D'Lo here, sitting right behind you. D'Lo's a good dude, man. That's the man, D'Lo.
Yeah. All right, y'all. We got about 20 minutes left, so let's jump into these headlines. Here we go. All right. JBL, British Bulldog, and Jushin Liger reportedly top 2020 WWE Hall of Fame inductees. Special shout out to Wrestling Inc., who actually broke JBL today, I believe. Bella Twins rumored, British Bulldog rumored, Liger rumored. I'm definitely okay with JBL. I think JBL is well deserved. Bulldog, absolutely about time. Liger is one of my favorite Japanese wrestlers ever. Probably is my favorite Japanese wrestler ever, other than Okada now. But I was such a Liger mark when I was a kid. Liger, other than Muda, Liger was the guy that I remember as a kid as far as being a Japanese star. So I've been a Liger mark for 25 years. So I'm totally cool with Liger, although Liger only ever wrestled for one WWE umbrella show, was this NXT match against Tyler Breeze. But they're giving him a shout out, I guess, because his WCW accolades kind of use that as kind of a resume as well. So I'm cool with this, man. I'm definitely cool with this. I think it's a good call to have Liger on there since he retired too. So I'm definitely cool with it, man. So kudos. Bella Twins, though. I'm not.
Don't get me started on that.
I'm not feeling it. No, I'm not feeling it, man. There's just something about it that I give it. I mean, eventually, yes, but it's like the running topic every year is why not Victoria? Like Victoria should be a part of the Hall of Fame.
That's my buddy, man.
Over the Bella Twins, and because they retired this year or announced it, and then they're both pregnant now, so that's a big. And it just makes sense, it's to the WWE, it just makes perfect sense. They're both pregnant. It's been all over the media.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Did I just see Marissa? Did
she make a run in?
Marissa's here.
Wait a minute. Did she make a run in?
Wait a minute. Marissa didn't run in.
Oh, Marissa made a run in.
The hot tag. Will Lexi do it? Come on, Lexi.
Marissa
Come on,
is in the
Lexi.
building.
Tag her in.
She's in the building. Hot
She's
tag by
here.
Marissa. She's back. She
Short
did
up
the
by
run in.
limo.
All right, well, Lexi,
In
where
the
you
12th
at?
hour.
She did
Where you at,
the
Lexi?
run in. The show was about to close. Raw was about to go off the air.
10:57
Last
p.m.
5 minutes.
Nitro.
Marissa runs in, does the run in. Hot
Hot
tag.
tag.
Where you at, Lexi? You here? You here, Lexi?
Where you at, Lexi?
It'd be hilarious when Lexi was gone again.
Lexi did a hill. No show again.
All
Take
right,
a powder.
no show again. Marissa, you meant Lexi was here. Lexi was here, Marissa.
Lexi was here.
We created a storyline with you, Marissa. So you were the baby face. So here's the storyline real quick, and then we gotta roll. So here's the PNP storyline for a PNP episode. So Lexi is one of the most faithful people on the PNP show. Been a faithful for a while now. Every week, best questions. The ultimate baby face. And so Marissa, she actually parted right after the whole thing both times. It's interesting. So Lexi brings you in, Marissa, as the protege. She's tagging with you. She's in the corner. You go for the hot tag. Lexi, she leaves. She bails out on you, man. And then people are wondering why. So that was 2 weeks ago. And then last week, the beginning of the show, Lexi cuts the promo. I'm sorry, it was just a bad day. I thought when you bumped me, it was on purpose. One of those things. And then you give her one more time, one more tag for Lexi. That's how the slow build for the heel turn. And so you guys tag with each other last week too. And then she was doing it. She was making it work. And then here we go again. Hot tag to Lexi. And Lexi, she steps out the ring again. Oh man. And then Lexi was here. Lexi came back at the beginning of the episode for this week. People are wondering what happened. Lexi makes her announcement. She cuts her promo. And then at the end of the show, here comes Marissa with the run-in because people thought Marissa was injured. She wasn't going to come. At the 11th hour, Marissa makes the run-in, and we see no Lexi. This is an amazing storyline, man. This storyline's amazing.
Mike Ryan said Lexi was banned for the building.
Yeah, she's banned for the building. Mo said it's better storyline than
yeah, hot take.
Robbie agrees. All right, so real quick, let's we gotta roll. So this right here is the Hall of Fame class, seemingly. So add Batista and NWO to it. There you go. There's the Hall of Fame.
Real quick, Liger, yes. Besides Muda, the GOAT in Furrizo, Japan. I love Muda, Liger, Kenta Kobashi, all that. Liger didn't wrestle. They were Impact, ROH, WWE, WCW. British Bulldog, yes. You forget Bulldog with the cuffed jeans. Let's forget that.
Right.
But Jibble, yeah, Hall of Fame, have been there forever. The JBL storyline, we get it. Bella Twins, what have the Bella Twins done in the ring that you think about? Maybe 2 good Bella Twin matches. You can. Why are they in the Hall of Fame? They are the like the John the Baptist. They are the predecessors, and they paved the way for the successful what you call it, run-off reality shows. The Bella Twins and the Divas and the Total Divas and the Real Divas and the other Divas and the Bellas and the Daniel. That's why they in the Hall of Fame. One's married to Daniel Bryan, and the other one was John Cena's Boo Bear. But we on WrestleMania 33. That was Orlando, right? WrestleMania 33 was filler mania. None of it made sense and it didn't matter. Taker didn't retire, so that was a anticlimactic ending.
Right.
Sean Cena proposed the one of the Bellas,
Yeah.
and that didn't last. So that mania just was an obscurity. So Bella Twins, they don't deserve to be in it wrestling wise, but because their contributions in pop culture, they'll be in. And they're both pregnant. So, but the Bellas get in, but yet we couldn't get Vader.
Right.
When he was alive.
That don't make any sense to me. Like, just
right.
That just makes zero sense to me. I
wrote
an article on Slam Buzz of the 5 people who I think or I made a Hall of Fame class up, so go check that article out. And none of those names were a part of it, because I do think Bulldog is about time finally. All right, real quick, Taker and AJ at Mania. We talked about this mostly. I gave my opinion on it right after Cage. I think that's it. Like I said, I think it was an interesting point, an interesting element of what Brian Cage said as far as that. I think that'll make some headlines as far as his take on that.
Either way, Taker, AJ,
yeah.
That's my boy.
AJ doesn't need the rub. Oh. He doesn't need the rub, but I mean, as a fan, we'll be there. I'm excited to see it, because I think if you want anybody to, dance with Taker, so to speak, AJ is the best person you can use to, take care of Taker's restrictions.
I mean,
so,
I know we talked the past few weeks about Taker and Sting, but like I said, if it's taking AJ, that match definitely be better than taking Sting. I mean, I have the allure or the magic of it, but that's good. Now, will Taker take the Styles Clash?
No, he's not going. It's going to be a phenomenal.
But he's going to pay like
phenomenal forearm. Yeah,
pay like pressure.
Yeah, it should be cool. I'm looking forward to seeing.
Yeah, I hope it happens.
Yeah, me too. WWE considering bringing back SummerSlam to the UK. I'm all for this. Wembley Stadium was one of the best SummerSlams of all time, 1992. Brett and Bulldog. Speaking of Bulldog, makes sense. That was his best moment ever, in pro wrestling history. That was his most popular moment. I'm cool. I'm cool with it. I think it should be fun. I think
they're not going to do Mania.
Yeah, right. They're not going to do Mania. Triple H said in the previous interview that the reason why they don't want to do UK stuff like that is because they lose a lot of money, doing that stuff. And plus, they don't have the. They don't have the confidence to pull 100,000 person crowd overseas, which makes sense from a business standpoint. I get it. I wouldn't go overseas, unless I'm getting paid to go. You know what I mean? I wouldn't fly overseas to go to a Mania. And you have your base. You know what I mean? I'll go from the East Coast to the West Coast. That's what I'm gonna do next year. I'll go from the East Coast to the West Coast. Oh, nice. But as far as flying overseas, you're not going to have a lot of your base, do that. So I think that's a smart call. But as far as SummerSlam's concerned, you have the NXT UK takeover right beforehand. Makes perfect sense, man. I think it's a good call.
Yeah, man. I mean, I agree. Yeah. It ain't going to be Mania, so put it to SummerSlam in the UK. Shout out to Bulldog.
Yep, absolutely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. Real quick, let's jump right into it. Flavor of the week. Here we go.
It is now time for the flavor of the week.
All right, we'll review the most stereotypical gimmicks in WWE history. PNP Nation, this is all y'all. What do y'all think?
What's on, Brian?
The first, what's up, Brian? The first person I think of is Saba Simba. That's the first person I think of when Tony Atlas was Saba Simba. Was just absolutely horrible, man. Just horrible. Matter of fact, tell me the names and I will pull up the images. We have about 10 minutes left. Just give me some names, and I will pull them up and how bad they were.
I'm gonna give you this, man. He ain't really. He really wasn't like a star, but Rocky King. That man was a black man with a jerry curl getting his butt whipped every week by white people. How stereotypical can you get that?
Yeah, that was
NWA, Rocky King.
bad. Yeah, that was bad.
My man, what's my man? Iceman King Parsons.
Yeah.
Black man, I love King Parsons.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know if Black News Brown was really stereotypical. He was just a tough black man that knew jiu-jitsu. I don't know if he was stereotypical, sir. Shockmaster was not black, Mo. I'm gonna tell Uncle Fred. I'm friends with him. I'm telling him he said he was black.
Uncle Fred.
Uncle Fred. Yeah, Mike Brown said crime time. There you go. That's on
Yeah,
top.
they were. Yeah, they were for sure.
Harlem Heat, before they were Harlem Heat, coming out with Colonel Robert
Under the
Crawford.
10th Street, sucker. Oh, isn't that terrible? Saba Simba, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, just a
Kamala.
gimmick.
Kamala.
Yeah. Ugandan giants, Africa. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I can see.
I got one. The first ever African American NWA heavyweight champion.
Brad News Brown was good
R-Truth.
too.
Brad
R-Truth.
News Brown, yeah. He was K-Quick. He came up rapping.
Get
wearing
rowdy.
sprayed-
About to move some things.
Do some things. Yeah, come on. And this was early millennium. Come on, man.
Yes.
Stereotypical kid you get. He got plants in his
Yeah, that was
head,
bad.
no shirt, muscular. I mean, if you took Ron Killings and you stretched him about 4 years later, he would have been a part of G Unit. All you had to do was put the brother thing on there.
Right. Yeah, Robbie. Definitely a stereotype.
Yeah, Godfather.
For sure. Definitely.
Monty Brown.
Monty Brown, yeah, football player.
He
Yeah,
was just a black man that wrestled. Yeah, the pounce was great.
Yeah,
That is a great finish move. The
I love the
pounce.
pounce.
And what you call from Street Profit should do that because he did a great one on Mercy.
Yes, he does it a few times. Yeah, he does it a few times. I agree. You should do the pounce. Yeah, we're talking about African American gimmicks.
Mike, I'm going to slap you when I see you tomorrow.
The pounce. Period. Yeah, I liked Monty Brown. I loved Monty Brown's WWE song. Marcus Corvon. Yeah. Hope we can get those lyrics.
He's wearing them silk shirts.
Yes, it was very.
I got one.
Oh man, here we go.
Hacksaw Butch Reed.
Really? You think Butch Reed was stereotypical?
He was just a big black man with dyed hair. He didn't have no character. He just beat the crap out of you and looked mean.
What's the stereotype though?
He was more stereotypical than these.
No, but the bad news, he was dude, he was very stereotypical. His finishing move was called the Ghetto Blaster. Like that's, and he would he would cut promos. He
you know what? You're right.
Bad.
Because he had the black fist. He had the Black Panther fist. You're right. Because he split up.
He had the black glove. Okay. Yeah. Just call me. So, yeah, I love Corvon's theme. I'm wondering. I was trying to play it real quick. Watch me do what I do, laying down my perfect groove. I'm liquid smooth, and Coochie shoes, and the ladies know that I'm the man. I love the Corvon.
G.I. Bro.
Oh man, you're going down. Yes. Oh, that was great. That was very, very churchy. Oh yes, definitely Ryan JYD for sure. Yeah, it's a dude with a chain and a dog bone. A black dude with a chain wrapped around his neck and a dog bone.
And a move called the thumb.
Black dude with a chain around his neck and a dog bone. Yeah.
I got one for y'all.
Good. Although I love JYD of all time.
Shelton Benjamin. when he was
How
with his
so?
mama.
Oh,
He was
yeah,
with his mother
that was pretty bad. Yeah, that was.
when he was with his mama.
Yeah.
He was a mama's boy,
Yeah.
baby boy. Correlation, late John Singleton.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. Yeah.
Which was cool.
Papa Shango? Like, what is that stereotypical?
No,
He was
he's voodoo.
a voodoo guy.
That's not.
Well, Africa's very heavy on voodoo.
I got one. Wait a minute. The ultimate GOAT stereotypical. When I talked to this man, the man is hilarious. My buddy just texted me. Listen to this. New Jack.
Oh yeah.
You can't get no more.
Oh, gosh. Oh man, talk about stereotypical. He came out to oh gosh.
Public I should know the song.
Yeah,
was it Public Enemy?
Natural Born Killer.
Yeah, Natural Born Killers, yeah. Natural Born Killers is by Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre.
That song by heart. I had to get the names right.
Yeah, I think he
Mike, you know that song by heart, Natural Born Killers? Yeah, Natural Born Killers, Dr. Dre, Ice Cube.
Yeah, yep.
And he played it during the whole match.
Yeah, he did.
Somebody said,
"Oh,
okay,
God.
This is back in the 70s.
That's probably one of the best ones."
Virgil.
Yikes! Yeah, he was a butler to
look this
he
up.
was a rich white. He was a butler. He was a black butler to a rich white guy. Yeah, that's
look at this. I'm gonna tell you when I know offhand. Sweet Brown Sugar.
Yeah, I remember Sweet Brown Sugar.
And somebody sent me this pork chop cash.
I remember Pork Chop Cash. He teamed up with Coco Beware
and Norvell Austin.
Yep.
One of the blackest with that Jerry Curl, PYT, and Coco Beware.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, Pork Chop Cash. Yeah, that was very, very interesting there. Warrior went against Pork Chop Cash in 1988. Tito Santana went against him in 1988, October 22nd. Warrior went against him. In a wrestling challenge. Yeah.
Rufus Jones.
Yeah, that was a good one too. Yeah. The PYT. Yeah, very, very interesting stuff.
Okay.
Nigel who? Who's that?
My man who still Thunderbolt Patterson.
Oh, Dusty Manager and Dot Sapphire.
Sapphire.
Stereotypical. What was stereotypical about her?
Probably because she was a heavy set black woman. But I don't know if she didn't have a character.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she didn't have a character. She was just she was just an every woman type of,
Now,
just one of those church mamas. You know what I mean? That's what surf. I guess maybe that was stereotypical because she was a church mama. She looked like a church mama. I guess I didn't think it was that stereotypical. It wasn't very stereotypical.
My other buddy Chris said, Brother Devon. Like,
that was stereotypical. Yeah, definitely the church deal. That was stereotypical. Yeah, I think Prime Time was as good as far as being stereotypical. I think that was one of the only ones that actually worked, though. As far as stereotypical wise, that one actually turned out to be pretty good for them. So. I've had JTG on the show.
Bobby Walker.
He's been on the show one of the most than anybody, and he liked it. He thought it was a good idea. So it was more of a Robin Hood type of deal. So I think it was. They didn't portray them in a negative light. They portrayed them in a positive light. So that was good. Hard work, Bobby Walker. Yeah, but I think that was a positive light too. Saba Simba was a very negative light. Virgil was a negative light. Who else did we say? I'm thinking of ones that just was just a negative light. I think those. I mean, really, Virgil and Saba Symbol is probably the worst. That was terrible. Primetime players, no, this. I don't know. I mean, I guess you could say it. I mean, hustlers or whatever, perhaps, but it was a positive light. No, I don't think they stereotyped him at all. He was a black guy who knew karate. Like, that's actually very rare as far as like the public.
He had the slipper and
yeah, it was. I guess James Brown. Yeah, but that wasn't stereotypical in a positive and a negative light at all. Though it was stereotypical in a positive light. So I'm thinking of people who were stereotypical in a negative light. Godfather was stereotypical, but that wasn't necessarily in a negative light. Although you know, black pimps and stuff like that, perhaps, but it wasn't necessarily negative light. Like Saba Simba, there wasn't anything good about him. Like that was, especially when he was Tony Atlas. He was a tag team champion, and then somehow Vince McMahon thought tag team champion, the first African American tag team champion of all time, Tony Atlas, was way before Saba Simba, and then he thought that somehow this would work. Like, it just seemed like there was no type of direction at all. Like, it's not like he was trying to bring him to the WWE to push him or anything like that. It was just, it was bad. It was real bad. So, all right, y'all. I'm seeing some, Ron Simmons. I don't know what was stereotypical about him when he came to Farouk. When he was Farouk, I guess. Yeah, that was stereotypical. When he was Nation of Domination. There you go. But again, I mean, Street Profits. That was not a negative light. Yeah, I mean. There's a lot of
Street Profits and what's the AEW
Private Party.
Private Party. They're not like negative light.
Yeah, they're not a negative light. Yeah. Yep. Ahmed Johnson. No, what was there on him? There wasn't anything.
This was a big black dude.
Yeah. What was he a stereotype of? He wasn't a stereotypical at all.
This big black dude. No character.
Y'all just saying black wrestlers now. Y'all don't even know why y'all want to stereotype. Like, y'all don't even have an explanation of why. Y'all just want to say the black wrestler. Come on, y'all. Man, y'all ruin this. y'all ruining this flavor of the week, man. Y'all just say, "Oh, I'm in Johnson." No dice. All right, y'all. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. Go to the Patreon, Pancakes and Powerslams. Got some shirts. We got some. I got a new design coming up, so be sure to check that out. I think you'll like it. I think you'll like it at all. I think you'll like it a lot. So go check there. Go follow my dude, Tech_UTMR. Do it now. Go do it. Do it now. I do it for you.
Do it now.
All right, y'all.
Speaking
of patreon.com/Powerslams. Go there. You guys have a wonderful. The Boogeyman. What? I mean, what was he stereotyping? I don't know. What was he stereotypical as? I don't understand. Yeah, I agree. Just saying people now. Yeah. All right, y'all. It's been a fun ride. I've enjoyed it as always.
It's been an honor.
Special shout out to Brian Cage, been on the show live next week. Actually, we're playing Pancakes Powerslams, guys. We're booked until Mania. We've got guests coming on every week, so it's going to be fun. All except for one.
Black History.
All except for one agreed to do live video, and that the one who didn't agree with it had to get up like super early in the morning. So it's going to be a video, but it won't be live, and that's a few weeks down the line. But
cool.
We got some really cool stars coming.
Can't wait.
So Big shout out to Mike. Thanks, Mike. Shout out to Marissa. Lexi has once again, she's been banned from the building for the third time. We're building this up.
She's building up the next week.
We have not seen a face-off between Marissa and Lexi. When Lexi's here, Marissa's gone. When Marissa's here, Lexi's gone. This is some suspense, man. So you got to tune in.
Speaking of Black history, I got formerly known as Abraham Washington, Reverend Jeremiah Constantine on my show next week. So hit me up on Twitter.
Yes.
For questions.
Yes. Hit me up for next week. Good stuff. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Until next week, enjoy your week of wrestling. God bless, and always remember, I do it for you.
Do it for you. We gotta go.
Bye bye. We're out of time. No, not like this.